Hey Van Heist, welcome back to another week of art with me, Mr. Lynch. This week, we are moving away from textures. I know this year we've been talking a lot about textures and the way things feel. This week we're going to be going into the world of color, and we are going to be taking on a painting project. That's right. But this is not your ordinary average painting project. In fact, we are going to be painting using markers. That's right. We're going to be using our washable markers to create painting techniques and fill in shapes with color. It's a really cool technique that's sort of new to me, and I think you'll like it a lot. So let's get started. All right, so for this marker painting project, what you're going to need is some markers. You're going to need a pencil, some paper, then paintbrush, a little bit of water, and whenever I'm doing anything with water, it's always a good idea to have some paper towel nearby. So for this watercolor, or I should say marker painting that we're going to do today, before we get to the markers, we're going to start with a pencil sketch. And I was trying to think of what would be an interesting thing to draw. And since it is fall and we're seeing a lot of pumpkins out and about, I thought it'd be cool to do a pumpkin drawing project, because pumpkins have a really interesting shape. Oftentimes when you think of a pumpkin, you think of something that's round, but this is kind of a miniature pumpkin. But you can tell that pumpkins actually have this really interesting form to them. They have these long ridges, and they're kind of, they almost seem like they're sort of inflated a little bit. So I'm going to teach you how to draw a pumpkin today. We're going to use our marker painting technique to color it in. So when drawing a pumpkin, I'm actually going to start with a large, you can almost think of it as like a football that's on its side. So I'm gonna, if it's helpful, you can make a little dot near, well, we won't go all the way up because we want to make some room for the stem. I'm gonna make a dot right about here on my paper, and then I'm gonna come down almost to the bottom and make another dot. And I'm gonna connect those two dots with a long curvy line, just like this. Just like that. And I'm gonna be connecting it again on the other side with a similar line. Okay, so from here, we're gonna do that again in the other direction. First, we're gonna move to the left, and then we're gonna move to the right. So watch closely. I'm gonna go back up, not quite to that dot, but I'm just gonna make another line that then goes right this way. It's almost like I'm making a big banana shape. We're gonna do that a few more times. And if you want to curve it up at the bottom, that's totally okay. Now I'm going to go the other way. Okay, you can really see that pumpkin form starting to take shape. Now for the stem, usually stems start nice and wide at the bottom and then get chopped off at the top. Something sort of like that. And let's see here. Well, since it is the month of October, if you want to turn yours into a spooky pumpkin, you totally can. I think I'm going to carve a face into mine. Okay, now I forgot to mention this project does work best if you have a Sharpie marker as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those. We're going to Sharpie over our lines. This is where we get into the marker painting. So I'm going to take my marker, and it's a pumpkin. I'm going to use orange. If you want to make yours a totally different color, that is okay. But I'm going to start with this area way over here. Now, instead of using my marker to color in this whole area, I'm actually just going to go around the edge of this shape. And I'll show you why in a minute. So watch what I do. Staying on the inside of the line, and I'm making a really thick marker mark. I'm going to go all the way down like this. And then I'm just filling in this one moon shape. Okay, now for the awesome part. I'm gonna take my little bit of water and my paintbrush, and we are actually gonna add some water to this paper, and that water is gonna seep into the marker ink and sort of get it all swirled up, and it's gonna start to leak into this area of the paper. So I'm going to get a little water on my brush. I'm gonna get those edges of this shape nice and wet, and then I'm gonna start to paint on the inside of my pumpkin shape. Let's see what happens. Wow, very, very cool. One thing that's really neat about painting in this style is that the areas where the marker was are a lot darker, and the areas where we don't have the marker, where it was just the water, is a lot lighter, and we kind of can see that in this pumpkin. Notice everywhere there's that ridge that kind of cuts into the pumpkin's form, it's really dark right here. But everywhere the light is hitting on the outside of that form is lighter. We're kind of recreating that illusion using our marker painting technique. I'm gonna keep working on this for a while, and let's see how it turns out. All right, that turned out pretty good. Now, of course, if you want to turn this project more into your own thing, you totally can. If you want to use different colors for your pumpkin, go for it. If you want to draw something else that isn't a pumpkin, definitely go for it. I am just showing you how to use this marker painting technique with a pumpkin as my drawing subject. If you want to choose your own, totally okay. Now, my last part of this project is I'm gonna think about a background. So maybe there's gonna be some grass, maybe I wanna make it a spooky sky. I'm gonna keep on playing with this technique of marker painting and see what I come up with. Okay, I have completed my super spooky pumpkin marker painting. This took me about 20 minutes to complete. You know, I added a lot of details. I added a little grass. I put a spooky house up on the hill. I did some bats up in the corner. You can definitely simplify your design and make this process go a little bit quicker, but I thought I would show you one route that you could take this project. Okay, I'm so excited to hear how marker painting works out for all of you, and I can't wait to see your photos uploaded onto Seesaw and then talk about it at our next Zoom meeting. Have a great day, Van Heis. Thanks for watching.